Wallace, and I'm from Mississippi. I know I look rough today, particularly. I do a lot of the videos, the color, and this and that, but I'm not big on, you know, overdoing dressing and looking top notch 100% of the time because, it's just I'm a mom of 4 kids and I got stuff going on, and, and I just can't do that a lot of times, just being busy and stuff. But, I had been sharing the music and stuff for about a year and a half, 2 years and stuff, really aggressively, a lot more than what I was before, and in hopes that I can encourage and motivate other people that live in poverty that might not can afford to do the things that others can, like having the technology and things, I could like not do it or at all, but I choose to use the resources I have, and by doing that, I'm hoping to continue encouraging others. I was diagnosed with some mental health disorders. I was diagnosed with schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorder and bipolar and anxiety and depression kind of back to back, in my life. But and I'm not sure if it was all completely final diagnosis, if they were just trying to just find out what was going on with me. But I decided to use music to that God had given me, and I just began playing, and I decided to use it in my own recovery from the disorders or my past, and things bad that's happened to me in my life, and I choose to handle it with positivity, because I realized in my life, medication's not alone going to work. It didn't. Therapy alone is not going to work, and it didn't. And music alone is not going to work, but it does more than the medicine or the therapy for me. But I feel with it all combined, it is a very good combination of treatments for individuals, particularly people like me. At times, and that I needed it, I took the help. But anyways, I just wanted to give you a message of encouragement to just be yourself, and sometimes it's hard to be ourselves if we don't really know ourselves, and I'm still learning who I am and becoming more confident with that because I know that God made me, created me imperfectly perfect for a reason and for His purpose for me in my life. And He's created you that way, the way you are, for a reason too. So by finding our purposes and something we can focus on and make a difference with people, we find a purpose that something that drives us, that keeps us going, and helps us be the best us that we can, I want to be the best me that I can be, and I can't do that if I don't have a purpose. So my purpose and mission, is to rise up out of poverty and give my kids a chance that I never did have, number one, by being positive, doing something, having a dream, having a vision, and not giving up. If I can just do that, I have that gift to give my children to see, where maybe they can be like, one thing my mom never gave up, she never quit. That's a head start. And, Mississippi, where I'm from, there, I'm on disability at the moment, and I don't want to be labeled. I don't want to be on disability for the rest of my life. I try not to sound. I'm grateful that I am, because I know at one point if I didn't have, now, if I didn't have the money from disability, I would be the way things have been. Dealing with. I've been needing this time to find my purpose, to find my groove, to where I can be able to work and cope with people better, and so. I hope that in the long run, that people don't have so much stigma against people that are on disability. I hope that people on disability can find encouragement and motivation, and maybe, I know everybody can't just get out and do what I can do. I'm not able to get out and do what the next person can do, haven't been on coping with negativity in society and things like that. But the solution that God gave me is the company I want to start, which is Angel Water Solutions. And you can find my story and everything on Facebook under Angel Water Solutions. Daphne Wallace, I got my name in that pretty much linked. We're everywhere on YouTube and Twitter and, Flipboard and Google and LinkedIn and just Instagram. It's just all the social media apps that I could that was most convenient and that I thought would help. But Angel Water Solutions is what God gave me to help me and my family, and I think it's going to help a lot of people, and this is the same situation I'm in. But I learned all of what I'm doing. I've got my vision and my goals, and I mean they're big and more complex than typical people, I guess, but I know they're possible, and it's going to take something big. I have had a life full of negativity and abuse and drug addiction and mental health issues and confusion and questioning, and I have gone too long without having any answers to where I'm now. Why is not important to me anymore. It's what can I do about it, and what can I learn, what have I learned from it, and where can I apply that to, what can I apply that to. And I didn't see anything around singly that I could apply it to until I come across a group on Facebook. Actually, a lady started it. She's from California. Her name is Dolores Sanchez. She started a community on Facebook called Mental Health Justice, and you can share your story. And so I shared mine, and by doing that alone, and then seeing that I'm not alone in my struggles, but doing that one thing, that's taking that step and doing that, it has helped me feel more confident in my mission, and that was the best. That was the biggest step for me, is actually having a platform to be able to say, okay, I have these disorders, but this is how I'm dealing with it. And I know a lot of people don't want to be diagnosed with anything. I mean, I definitely haven't ever wanted to be labeled, and I always wanted to be different anyways, but I definitely didn't want to be labeled. I don't want to be labeled as disabled. I don't want to be labeled as schizo or, all these other adjectives. I don't want to be labeled limited. I don't want to be limited, but I have to realize that if you are limited, it's okay. And learning what you can do to grow into a better individual and a stronger person by the things that you've gone through and the things that you learn, and letting God guide your way. It takes time sometimes, and you may feel ashamed of what you've been diagnosed with, but use it as a stepping stone to get to the next step, the next chapter, because if I never admitted I had anything wrong, then how, obviously I'd be fixed, I wouldn't have any problems, and that's not the case for any of us. We all have problems. I think if somebody says they don't have problems, then they have a huge problem. But anyhow, I just wanted to let you know to be yourself, because it took me a long while to understand that I could be me and who I am. And I just want to, just keep saying, stand on positivity, learn to change the channel when you need to. And if you don't have anybody with you physically around supporting what you're doing, just don't give up on your dreams, because if you keep on long enough, someone will notice, and that'll be who God sends, who's God got planned for you on your journey to help. And it may not come like you thought it would, or happen when you thought it would, or this and that, but that's okay, because if you keep faith in what God has showed you, then His promises is He never leaves us or forsakes us. He is with us at all times. But if you keep faith in it, then you'll get to reap, the harvest of what has been planted, and you'll get to see His promises being unfolding before you. And there's nothing like that. Even if you're single, even if you're singly, on the journey, I believe that's what a lot of times we're supposed to be. That's what we're supposed to do, because if we were with someone at the wrong time, we can't give God our full attention, So, just don't quit just because you don't have support. You talk to God and you pray about it, and then you rearrange and adjust and just keep moving forward. It's okay to make a goal and then not meet that goal, because if you're still learning, then you can focus on something else. And it's a learning process. So some people keep it in the dark, but I choose to share my process publicly. you know, all my flaws. We're all human, and I think we need to run on love a lot more. And that's it from a mom of four in Mississippi who is a songwriter and an artist, and hopefully soon to be an entrepreneur and a visionary. And I've got faith in what God can do in my life, and that's the way I choose to live. So I hope you can find your purpose and find something that drives you forward and pushes you forward. And when you can't, I hope you learn how to do it yourself.